Hello, this is about non-experience. Why? Because perhaps we think about and dwell in experience too much. What is non-experience? That would be connected to formlessness, inner formlessness that is also all pervasive. But first, what is experience before we get to non-experience? Is experience not constant change? Is there experience without constant change of manifesting life? Light, sound, feeling, all move in time. Sun rays move in time. The sounds are time bound. And experience is dwelling in the changeable, dwelling in transiency of mind, the wonderful world of change. But what is underneath it? Is there a non-experiential experience? Obviously, that's a misnomer. You can't name it an experience if it's non-experiential. And that's because all language is time-bound. So every single word about non-experiential is a wrong naming. It's intrinsic. There's no debate going on here, no reaction to something else, just questioning, is there non-experience? If we understand that all experience is change, then we can say that non-experience is ever-presence, unchangeable ever-presence. The investigation goes through experience as if going to the most simple experience possible to get beyond it. Simply being in the light and sound and feelings and thoughts and sense of self that is always moving through time that we don't usually notice. So if the mind investigates itself as it does this, underneath it's always doing this in some way. Instead of being caught up in it, the mind watching the mind doing it eventually comes to the roots of it that are formlessness. It all seems like a relative nothing to the experiential pseudo-self. The ever-present, timeless self underneath that is non-experiential. If it started experiencing itself, looking at itself, then it would be experience. But when the mind is looking at the mind and watching it and asking, who is this that is having this experience? Finds nothing conceivable or perceivable, just formlessness. Then there is an opening to something. The illusion, if you call it that, of time-bound experience is going to stay there with that wonderful world of timing, where beings can separate and meet. But it is just a lovely pimple outgrowth, perhaps. So, just suggesting the opening of the possibility, leaving the possibility open, that the more fundamental self is not in the experiential realm. That is the pseudo-self, a superimposed foundation of ego, having the experience. Where does that lead? This isn't an existential crisis kind of thing, because leaving that opening, that there is something there beyond experience, is indescribable and causes every word to be a misnomer. Formlessness is everywhere. It's under there, over there, everywhere. Just a suggestion to try leaving the possibility, leaving the opening, that the self, the real self, is all inclusive. There is no other going on. The self is all inclusive. And doesn't require to look at itself. It doesn't have any distorted mirroring going on. It needs no self-awareness when it is all-inclusive, all-pervasive. Leaving the opening for the formless being, the real self, is formless. There's no knowingness to do to it. Or else it is the mind trying to control the mind instead of being the real self. If that makes any sense, well, it really shouldn't make sense. It's not about making sense. And to quote David Byrne, it's hard to imagine that nothing at all could be so exciting, could be this much fun.